What is going on, boys and girls? It's me, BenDPB. Just a quick disclaimer. If you listen to this in front of your kid, your grandkids, your niece, your nephew, your friends' kids, whoever else it may be, you may want to put your headphones in. There's no swearing. I hope there's no swearing. But there's quite a lot of talk about, mental health issues, depression, suicidal thoughts and stuff. So you may want to put the kids in front of like Peppa Pig or Paw Patrol or something, and stick your headphones in. But thanks for listening. It's been a little while. That's due to a variety of reasons, ranging from me actually having COVID-19 and to, my discussion today. Normally, Ben meets with a guest on talking about anything from the offensive podcast to football to groundhopper. But today is going to be a long one. So strap in, grab some tissues if that's what floats your boat, find a comfy beanbag and listen up. I'm going to speak about a variety of things ranging from my quite frankly embarrassing commitment to uploading content and streaming, my losing battle of mental health, and much more. So enjoy. I think. Now, first off, to my friends and family, if you're listening, I'm sorry to not tell you about my last video when it went up, but for me, it's easy to talk to a camera, to a microphone that's speaking to you in person or on the phone. Now, none of this is your fault. I wish I could blame you and say it's your fault. I wish I could have a reason for feeling this way, but sadly, it ain't your fault. And I feel telling people how I feel, what's wrong with me, is I become a burden, that I might get treated differently, or people will worry that banter will offend me. I also worry that people will unintentionally patronise me, double checking to make sure I'm okay. Now, I know it's them being really nice and being caring, but, it could come across maybe quite patronising, unintentionally, of course. Now, this is who I am, and enough my parents, my brother, my sister, my friends, the bullies at school, teachers, my wife and 2 kids, and my dog have said or done, of course. And like I said, it'd be easy for me to blame anyone else. I would love to blame someone else, but unfortunately, mental health is an illness, and it's one that I've got. Now, asking for help, despite what I will say later on, as I said, makes me feel like I'm a burden. I find no motivation or joy in the things that I love doing. And that includes content creation. Now, I want to create YouTube videos, I want to create podcasts, I want to do my Twitch streaming, but unfortunately, this thing means that I can't. I just can't. Now, I always thought I would die young, not that I wanted to kill myself, but just for some reason, I always felt that I would die. And I think about death a lot. I thought about death a lot as a kid, and to this day at 35, I'm 35, I still think about death. When I've told my wife, I've told my mum, my dad, my sister, all that, what song I want to play at my funeral, and now they think it's me being silly with my dark human realities because I'm worried I'm going to end up with some bloody Spice Girls song played at my funeral or something. So it's a way of making sure that I get what I want. And I know that sounds really messed up and more, but then it kind of is. Now, just to be clear, when I say suicidal thoughts, as I did in my last episode, and I'm going to say today, I don't mean that I want to kill myself. I never have. And I'd like to think that I never would want to kill myself. It's just something that, for me, it sometimes feel like it'd be easier not to be here, because that would have to deal with this anymore and it wouldn't feel quite so hard, and I wouldn't feel that way I do. But by doing that, I know it would hurt my family. It would devastate my family, and I know it would upset my friends as well. But more importantly, it would devastate my wife and my kids, and they spend the rest of their lives blaming themselves, thinking it was something they did or didn't do that would, drive me to do this. Now, I have had help. I took medication for several months, and to be honest, they helped. I didn't feel amazing. I didn't see sun shining through the trees and everything seemed glittery, but they did help. But they had some side effects that I won't go into because, me and Mam may be listening, but they had side effects. And, as I said, I started to feel a bit better. And I thought, great, I can stop taking these meds now because I'm better. And unfortunately, I've gone to a dark place again, and I'm going to get back on my meds. I'm going to get the help I need. But like I said in the previous, mental health podcast, to me, my therapy is talking to this, and it does help me. Now, I'd love to sit here and preach poverty and child abuse for a reason for mental health and say that, it's, growing up, I had a really bad childhood, I didn't get anything, but that's not the case. I had an amazing childhood. and I've got some amazing memories ranging from my mum meeting from the minibus as a nursery child with, a new He-Man or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, or going to my nan and granddad's in Wales, where I had some of my happy childhood memories with my granddad. So I can't sit and say that it's my awful childhood, because there's people out there and listen to this podcast, and my, quite frankly, my parents have had crap childhoods and crap lives, and I can't sit here and say that. My mum and dad sent me to a boarding school to get me a private education, to give me the best life that I possibly could, and I messed that up, but I'd like to think that I hide my depression well. I speak to people on the phone, I speak to friends, I speak to colleagues and my family, and I convince them I'm fine. This isn't because I don't trust you. It's because no matter what you say or how much you say it, talking about it makes me feel like I'm a burden. I know your intentions are pure, and again, it's not you. It's the freaking illness that makes me feel the way that I do. I struggle daily with depression, and as I said, suicidal thoughts. My generation were raised at school and all that, and even unfortunately sometimes at home, that we don't talk about our fears and that boys don't cry. I think it's why we're seeing more and more people in their 30s and older coming out nowadays and speaking more about their mental health, because it's getting to a situation where we're now, it's more socially acceptable to speak about your mental health. And I'd like to think that me speaking out today, I'm hoping I can change that, and people are going to come out a little bit more again and speak about their things. And I want to change that as a father and as a man. I've raised my kids that it's okay to feel sad, and it's okay for them to come and talk to me, tell me when they're sad. And my friends, they open up to me and tell about their own mental health issues because of my last podcast, and that meant the world to me. So I'm hoping that my podcast today is going to help even just one person. Whether it be my mum, my dad, my brother, my sister, my wife, whoever else listens to this, my friends, a fellow content creator, someone I've never spoken to before, just a random Joe blog, Sarah blogs in the stream. If it helps one person, I'm happy. Over the years, I've convinced myself that I enjoy my own company. I like my own company, sit here, but I don't think that's quite true. It's just sitting on your own, stuck in your own thoughts, it just feeds your depression, in my opinion. Over the years, I've missed out on so many outgoings with friends from work, friends from boarding school, my family, and even fellow streamer meetups because of this depression and anxiety, where I'm so nervous and anxious about doing things and meeting people. I've even missed out on great opportunities for the podcast, meeting I talk some pretty big fucking names. And I blame it on, why thought you were going to contact me? But in reality, I was so nervous about messaging that person, I sort of sat back and hoped they messaged me. And I've been quite lucky that some people have messaged me gone, Ben, we're going to sort this podcast out. And I wanted to, not because I don't care, I don't want you on the pod. It's just because my anxiety and my nerves are so scared about rejection and so scared about having a bad day that I don't want to ruin it. So to all you guys that I've reached out on the past, gone, Ben, when do you get me the pod? You're a lifesaver. And to all the people that I've let down by saying, oh, well, I thought you could message me. I apologise. I should have lied, but I was too scared. Now, admitting you need help does not make you weak, and in fact, it shows more strength than you could ever possibly know to come out and tell people you're struggling. And seeing people on Twitter or Facebook admit their own struggles inspires me. There's so many of us struggle in silence. So I hope that pod today has helped just one person. We see so many people on Twitter and Facebook saying my DMs are always open. But let's be honest, how many of us actually go out there and take up the opportunity? And I'd like to think that somebody will take up the opportunity and drop me a DM, not to wish me well, but to tell me about their own issues, because you're not alone. You're not alone. Not even the FM community, despite what's going on with COVID-19 and the riots in America, what's going on here, the world's not an awful place. There are people out there that care about you. There's charities out there that care about you. You're not alone. I want a community where we could talk about mental health. So I'm going to be using my Discord from now on, which will link me down below, to speak about my issues. Even if it means I'm just talking to myself. I hope to see you in there. If you want to message me in Discord, feel free to, but feel free to join my Discord And I'm going to have a little section all about mental health and the links that you may need to talk to various charities. But feel free to drop in my Discord, say hello, add me as a friend, whatever else it may be. But feel free to say hello. I want to have a little community where we're not ashamed or afraid to speak about it. That includes myself. Now, the elephant in the room, my weight. It's something that I struggle with, not because I enjoy being fat, not because whatever. I mean, I could sit and eat a tub of ice cream, a pack of chocolate pretzels, a whole chocolate gatto, which sounds incredibly greedy, and it is greedy because at the time it makes me feel better, even just for 10 minutes. Now, I know exercise helps a lot of people to deal with their own issues, whether it be mental health or whatever else it may be, and I want to be that guy. But for me, if I can't motivate myself to brush my freaking hair in the morning, what hope have I got left to motivate myself to run freaking 5k? You know, but there's always an excuse. It's too hot. It's too cold. Oh, I overslept. I went to bed late. Oh, the dog woke me up. The kids woke me up. Oh, we're in lockdown. I can't go. There's always some excuse, you know, and I go through this. I buy the fancy trainers. I download all these apps, you know, and I take screenshots of daily workouts where I can build myself up. And I want to do the couch to 5k, but motivation just it isn't there, and it sucks. You know, I lost 2 stone before Christmas because, you know, I was doing the diet and it was going well. And I was also cycling to work every day, which helped me. But, you know, being in lockdown, as I'm sure a lot of us have had, being stuck in the house all day, it sort of makes working out a little bit hard. Now, I'm going to get into my content right now. You know, some people may not care about on my other stuff, but that bit was more for whoever really. But my content, now if you're still here, man alive, thank you very much. But I just want to speak about my content and quite frankly how I've let you all down and I've let myself down. As I mentioned before, I have little or no motivation to do the things that I love, like making my podcast, which quite honestly, I enjoy doing more than anything in the world when I can actually get motivation to do it. You know, I love streaming, talking to you guys in the stream, and talk about FM or whatever else it may be, but the motivation is not there, and it hurts more than I can ever begin to describe. And when you can't do the things you love, it makes it 10 times worse. And it really does not make sense to me when I say I can't find the motivation to do the things I love. It doesn't make sense. You're probably thinking, what do you mean you can't find the motivation to do the things that you love? And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. But until you're in my head, you can't. And I came back to YouTube and people quite rightly were skeptical. And they openly said, look, I don't want to invest my time in your sayings if you're going to let me down again. And I sure was back. I'm definitely back now. You know, I've got a new job. Things are great. And when I said it, I meant it. You know, I had a lot of drive and motivation. I really wanted to do it. You know, I was on the back end of my tablets at the time, in all honesty, but the drive and motivation was there. And I put so much time into my Red Bull Newcastle save, more time than I ever put into any save before. You know, creating a database, doing the graphics, all that sort of stuff. I can't tell you how much hours, and I mean hours and hours and hours and hours I made just making the database, testing the database, making the graphics. But my good old friend, depression, anxiety came in, and because I wasn't getting the views that I would have liked or the likes that I would have liked, you know, it damaged my ego. And it knocked me down a peg or two, and that's not anyone else's fault other than my own. I can't expect people to want to watch my stuff when for the last 3 years I've been inconsistent at best in uploading. And I quite rightly let you all down. Now I was called out, quite rightly again, by people saying, this is why we didn't invest in you, because we knew you were going to do this. And to those people that I let down, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I didn't mean to let you down. I don't want to let you down. You people mean more to me than you'll ever know. So when I get comments on Twitter, on Facebook, and DMs, on my YouTube channel, on my Twitch channel, telling me they love the podcast, and when I go on Twitch, I say hello, people stream, and I get guys like Loki Doki shouting me out. You know, one of my favourite streamers, Bust the Net, shouting me out. It means more than you could possibly imagine. When I get someone who comes into my Twitch chat saying, I love your podcast. When I get guys on Twitter going, I love your podcast. And when I get guys on YouTube going, I love your stuff, it means more than you could possibly know. It really, really does. But the problem is, you know, when I got called out, it hurt me. And that's not you, that's me. You know, because in the back of my brain, I thought I set my life sack of shit, but I'm also a pussy for letting depression get the better of me. And unfortunately, that's That's not true. I know that's not true, but I'm also sorry not just to the viewers and the listeners. I'm also sorry to the guys that took time. I'd like to think that are my friends, my mates, they took time to invest in me and my channel. They took time out of their day to record content for me, for my first episode. They took time out of their day to listen to me ramble on about my plans for the same. And, they rightly said then, even my friends said, are you going to keep up to this? And I promised my word, and I didn't. I let you all down, and all because I didn't get 200 likes and 4,000 views, I let you down. I know that I've damaged severely, and maybe I can't repair that, but I've damaged my credibility in the community among fellow content creators and among my mates and the viewers and listeners. I know that I've damaged my credibility. No one believes me now, and I know my credibility has probably been. I'm not able to repair that. I think I could stream for 50 days in a row and do a podcast every day for a month, and I don't think people still take me serious. And I think that has damaged me in terms of my progression on Twitch and YouTube severely. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I should be on Loki Doki stage or Dr. Benji stage, but why should I be? But I know that if you've heard the pod before, you know that I always try and be honest with you all, and maybe I'm too honest at times, and I don't mean to be arrogant, but I believe that I could have taken my channel as far as I wanted to, taken my podcast as far as I wanted to, because I believed in my content and you believed it. But sadly, the nagging thought of my brain decided to become the sole voice of my head, and I hate saying I could have been bigger than work the space, but I could have at least been bigger than Dr. Benji, I'm kidding, of course. Or am I? But jokes aside, mental health has kicked my ass for a number of years now. It's damaged me emotionally, personally, and professionally. I've ruined my career in my dream job of esports. I wanted to work in esports. I worked my guts out for that, and and for one reason it didn't go my way. And rather than dust myself off and try and get it in somewhere else, but in a sort of like an emotional breakdown, shall we say, and it's damaged and buried my passion for content creation as well. And I want to make a promise and go, I'm going to do it every day and every week, but it wouldn't be fair to you, and I just want to take it a day at a time. And if you can get anything from today, it's don't be like Ben, don't be like me. I mean, he may appear to be the coolest guy in the world, the smartest and funny and emotionally stable, but it's all a lie. And the fact I'm talking about myself in the third person is proof that I'm having a meltdown, shall we say. I mean, I want to say I know I can beat this. I'd like to think that I can beat this. It doesn't feel like I can right now, but I know I can beat this. If I can do it, you can. I mean, if you struggle with depression, depression's an illness. It's not just something that comes and goes. I think for most people, they admit that depression, it's for life. It's not just for Christmas, as they say. But I want to say that I'm going to get better. I like to think that I get better, and I'm going to work on it. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a burden, despite what I said at the part of the podcast at the start. It doesn't make you a burden to have this. If we could smash depression's back doors in, if we could work on this together, me, you, we can hopefully get through this. We really, really can. And as I said, my DMs are always open on Twitter. To hit me up or even check me on the Discord and talk there and try to help yourself, or even someone else if you can. If you see someone else struggling on Twitter, which I've seen and I've said to them many times, and this is why I'm angry at myself, and I see someone on Twitter go, I'm struggling, and I go, and I'll reply to them to go, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. My DMs are always open. That person's not going to DM me. If he's struggling mentally, why is he then going to message me, or why is she going to message me? Because they've made a big step by coming out admitting in front of tens of hundreds or maybe even thousands, tens of thousands of people gone, I'm struggling, boys and girls. Now, it means a lot of people go, look, I'm here for you. And I'm ashamed that I haven't helped these people or tried to help these people. They've taken a big, bold step and have admitted to the general public they're struggling. And I've done the token gesture of replying to a tweet, and I'm here if you want to talk. DMs are always open. And I haven't chased it. I haven't chased it. And if you're one of those guys that's done that, I apologise. I apologise profusely that I never took the time to DM you and to make sure you're okay. Because what's embarrassing is when I put tweets out in the past, or I did my last podcast, people DM'd me. People that I hadn't spoken to in a year, a couple of years, DM'd me. People I didn't know sent messages wishing me support and hoping I was okay, and it meant a lot to me. And the fact that I did do that for you, whoever you are, whoever you may be, I apologise, and I want to try and be a better person for myself, for you, for the community, for my wife, my kids, my mum, my dad, my sister, my brother, all my family, all my friends. I want to be a better person. I want to be the guy that people know and love. I don't want to have to play the sad clown anymore where I'm happy on the outside but not so happy on the inside. And like I said, I don't... when I have these, let's say, dark thoughts, I don't want to kill myself. It just feels like at the time that it'd be easier because I wouldn't have to feel that certain way. If you are still here, thank you so much. I literally write about 4 pages of A4 paper of stuff that I want to say, and as per usual, I've rambled on, I've missed a lot of stuff, and if you're my mum, my dad, my wife, my sister, my brother, my friends, again, I want to apologise. I want to apologise for you that I haven't come and spoken to you, but as I said at the start of the podcast, nothing that has happened to me in my lifetime is because of you. Nothing that you've done in the 35 years I've been around is because of you. I could not have asked for better parents, and mum and dad were the fantastic parents. I could ask for a better sister because she's a pain in the arse, but all jokes aside, my sister's amazing. My brother's a bit of a knob, but he's my brother. And I've got some amazing friends. I really, really have. Whether it be Martin, Big Herb the Nerd, Orlando, Smoking Samurai, whether it be Bood FM, Tenacious G, Loki Doki, whoever else it may be. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank you all for being there for me. And now I realise I'm repeating myself. I'm going to call it a day, and I want to get Ben Mix up and going. I want to get Twitch up and going. I want to make you guys want to get invested in me, and I want you guys to want to come and watch my content, listen to my podcast, and enjoy it, and not turn it into another situation where you get invested in a podcast or get invested in my channel and I let you down. I'm going to link down below some charities for you to contact you or speak to someone. I know it's something that I haven't done myself. I'm going to get myself to the doctor to go and talk to my doctor, but I'm going to link charities down below. If you want to go in there and you want to speak to someone, there's people down below you can speak to. But like I said, my DMs are open. I want to do a charity stream where we stream for a mental health charity like Calm or whoever else we can think of. I don't know if I'm going to do a 24-hour stream because I've got a wife and 2 kids and a dog that don't let me breathe, let alone do a freaking Twitch save or YouTube save. So I'm not going to promise a 24-hour stream, but I'm hoping at some point I can do some sort of stream and hopefully raise a little bit of money, whether it be a $5 from me donating myself or whoever else it may be. But anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to bid you all adieu. Thanks for listening.